Hey everybody. Today I wanted to take a few minutes and talk about the current state of Rocket League. Now, I know some of you may not be that enthusiastic or interested in Rocket League. Many of the videos that I've posted about this game in the past haven't gotten a tremendous amount of views, but it is a game that I play fairly frequently and have certainly had a lot of fun with, and I just think it makes sense to talk about games that I'm actually playing and spending time with. And hopefully at least some of you will find this entertaining or interesting. So one of the big new things in this latest version of the game is this Neo Tokyo map, which has not only been added to the game in general, but added to the rotation for comp play, which is a pretty big deal considering how drastically different the shape and feel of this level is versus many of the others currently in the comp rotation. Of course, those of you who are fans of Rocket Labs have seen a version of this map that's a bit more stripped down for quite some time now. But the added aesthetical flourishes go a long way toward making it one of the bigger, more significant additions to the game in recent memory. Personally, I'm kind of a fan of this inclusion as I feel like it adds another layer of strategy and technique to the gameplay. Transitioning from the high to the low ground on the level definitely takes a bit of finesse. It definitely acts as a good separator between people who are just generally skilled at the game and people who have developed skills relevant to this specific map, which could certainly prove to be highly effective versus players who haven't done the same. I've also been recently taking a look at some other options for my vehicle in the game. I've sort of fallen into a rut with Rocket League where I almost always play as the DeLorean, but one of the downsides to the DeLorean is that you really can't customize it very much. So I've kind of been on the hunt in recent patches to try to find a car that I think fits nicely into my playstyle, and this Octane car certainly seems to be doing the trick thus far. I also wanted to take a little bit of time and talk about Solo Standard, which is an interesting mode in the game from a competitive standpoint. I think there's a lot of attention paid in this game to playing solo or playing with friends, but I have to say I think Solo Standard may be the most challenging way to play this game. And while it's gotten a little bit easier to progress up and down the ranks when playing this particular variation of competitive matchmaking, I still feel as though it presents some of the biggest challenges to players, simply because you're forced to coordinate and deal with players who you've been randomly thrown together with on a match-per-match basis. It really forces you to get good at conservative play, aggressive play, and everything in between, and to really develop a sense of what your other teammates are doing so that you can read their play and make the appropriate play to complement or support what they're doing. And this, of course, can be extremely difficult when you're most likely only going to end up playing with this particular combination of people once in a given session or group of sessions. I definitely appreciate the fact that it no longer takes quite as many matches to move up and down the ranks in Solo Standard, as it got to be pretty frustrating for me in past seasons when I'd get stuck at the bottom of the barrel and felt like it was nearly impossible to crawl up out of that pit. And I feel as though people who are playing in Solo Standard these days have a much better sense of what it takes to succeed in that mode than perhaps was the case even as recently as last season. All in all, I'm having quite a bit of fun with Rocket League. I'd say for right now, the only real major complaint that I have about the game is that I still feel as though the servers are oftentimes not up to snuff in terms of their performance and latency, though it does seem as though they're restarting them more frequently than they have in the past, which definitely seems to be helping matters. But overall, I'd have to say the game's in a pretty good state, and I'm definitely continuing to enjoy spending time with it in various circumstances. I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for me for this video. Hopefully you folks have enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, be sure to hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.